So good morning, happy Monday, happy New Year. Welcome. This is Yoga Fusion and it's Judith. The class is 45 minutes. We'll be happy to answer questions at the end, should you have any. And basically what we use in this class is a chair only in your body. So the chair should definitely have no wheels and preferably no arms, because sometimes we move side to side. You can use the chair either sitting or standing. Standing, we use it for balance, do other things like that. You can also use an available wall for balance, should you have an available wall, or a piece of furniture like a large bookcase that's not going to move when you start pressing on it for your balance. So bear that in mind, and should you have extra yoga props, that's fine, but if you don't have them, don't worry. I always recommend that if whatever is being offered doesn't work for your body, you could modify. I have a shoulder issue. Or you could do something else like another posture. Or you could skip the movement altogether. You know how your body feels. So just pay attention to what the body is saying, what the body is asking for. And we can discuss that in the class. All right. So let's go to feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more narrow. And then we're going to just start circling the hips here. So the hands could be on the hip crease or the waist. You're going to inhale forward, exhale, squeeze navel to spine as you round in the back. So we're gently warming the core of the body here. Inhale forward, exhale back. Let's do 4 of these. 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Come back to center. And then circle the hips in the opposite direction. Tuning into where there might be any sore spots, sticky spots, pain, and breathing into those areas if so desired. And you're remembering to inhale forward, exhale, squeeze the navel to spine as you round in the back. We'll do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center. Let's roll some shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Big full breaths. Rolling the shoulders. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And then going forward, opposite direction. Noticing any differences, should there be any in this direction. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. And then shaking everything out. Let's just go ahead and let the arms hang by the side. And we're just going to drop the chin to the center of the chest. Let's roll the right ear to right shoulder. Noticing range of motion. Coming back through center. Left ear to left shoulder. So we're only doing the half circle roll with the neck and the head. Noticing how the range of motion is on the left. And how the range of motion is on the right. Maybe it's the same, but maybe it's not. You're just taking inventory of what the body is willing to do this morning. No self-judgment, no competition. And the next time that chin comes through center, float the chin parallel to the earth. Turn the head and the neck to the right. Come back to center, head and neck to the left. Moving side to side. Some of these movements can be done in the chair if you have a problem for standing for long periods of time. So just do what feels right for your body. We'll do 1 more time each side. Very nice. And then back to center. Now let's just drop right ear to right shoulder. Noticing the stretch on the left side of the neck. Back to center. Drop left ear to left shoulder. Big stretch on the right side of the neck. And when we're just going to bob the head side to side, try not to rush it. Noticing range of motion in this fashion for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center, we're just going to turn face and neck to the right. Come back to center, face and neck to the left. Moving side to side. Oh, yeah. Big full breaths here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, back to center. Give everything a little shake. Now let's work on the lower sections of the body here. I'm using my chair for support. You may not need a chair or anything else for support, but just know that you can have that handy. We're going to lift the right heel, press it down. Left heel, press it down. Lifting and pressing. At the same time, think about crown of head floating up to the sky. Just a shift of weight, very minor shift of weight for 4. 3, spread those toes nice and wide. 2. 1, nice. Maybe you want to stay at this pace. Wonderful. Maybe you want to double turn the pace, bicycle pedal the heels. Option 2. Here we go. For 4. 3. 2. 1. Maybe you want to stay right here, bicycle pedaling. Maybe you want to segue into the baby march. So it's opposite arm, opposite leg as you march. Once you get the arms and the legs going, maybe think about lifting the knees a little higher to waist height only. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep marching on 1. Now we're going to add a little brain gym here, a little choreography. Not difficult. Here we go. 8, 7, out and in. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center, and then slowly bring the legs to stillness. Very nice. Shake everything out, arms and legs, hands and feet. If you want to use your chair for support, do so or not. We're going to lift the right heel and start circling that ankle. We're still warming the body here. So think about the ankle joint initiating the movement, and you're circling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other direction. Noticing any differences in the direction. How does it feel? Remembering to breathe for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, and just floating that heel down. Shake everything out. The weight will go in the right leg as you lift the left heel. And then isolating that ankle joint, see, start circling that ankle joint. Noticing any differences between this ankle and the other ankle. And then you're going to circle in the other direction. Nice and easy. And then bringing that foot and ankle to stillness. We're going to take the feet down. And now focus your attention on the center of the foot, the arch. And so you're going to keep the feet flat for now. This is a little balance challenge. So just noticing you're going to shift the weight forward to the front of the foot, but the feet stay flat. Come back to the arch and rock back to the heels. Feet stay flat while you just shift the weight forward. Come back to center, shift the weight back. It's not a big move. And then noticing how the feet and the ankles and the calves accommodate the shifting in the weight. Once the feet still feel fairly stable, moving forward and back, maybe you want to think about lifting the heels as you rock forward, lifting the toes as you rock back. So now there's a rocking motion going on in the feet, strengthening the feet and the toes, and then maybe you want to add some arms. This is a little qigong flowing motion here, rocking forward, rocking back. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the arms come to stillness. The feet are still going. And then slowly you're going to bring the feet down into stillness. Very nice. Let's shake everything out. And now we're going to come with the feet about shoulder width apart. The arms can come out to the side. And then we're going to come into goddess arms in yoga here. So think about opening those arms and maybe gazing at the sky or the ceiling, honoring the sky, and then closing the forearms, slightly rounding the spine as you bow to the earth. Open up to sky. Close the arms together as you bow to the earth. Inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. We'll do 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Reopen your arms into goddess arms. Now we twist to the right. Come back to center. Twist to the left. Again, you're going to notice the range of motion as you twist to the left and twist to the right. Maybe it's the same, maybe it isn't. No self-judgment. Here we go. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice, very nice. Back to center. Now the forearms just parallel to the earth. Bowing the arms to the earth and then opening them back up into goddess arms. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We'll just do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly lower the arms down, resisting the gravity, shake everything out. Very nice. Now from here, let's take some big breaths in. Knees can be soft. Inhale up. Exhale, press the air down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Lifting and pressing. Lifting and pressing. Next time we lift the arms up, stay up, and then climb your invisible ladder, your invisible rope. Nice tall posture here as we reach to the sky for 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Back to center. Arms come back to parallel. Palms face the earth. Drop shoulders away from the ears as best you can. And now let's bounce invisible tennis balls here. Nice and gentle. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bringing the arms to stillness, rotate the thumbs towards the earth, and now bounce those invisible tennis balls off the back wall. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then bringing that to stillness, rotating everything back to palms facing the earth, drawing the arms back behind you, and now interlacing the fingers behind the back. Now, the ideal is to have the fingers interlaced. If the hands don't want to meet, you can have the palms face the midline, or if you happen to have a strap or a scarf or something else that could substitute for your strap, you can take the hands together and work them together over time, not necessarily in the next 5 minutes. So you have 3 options there, okay? So the feet are directly under the hips. I'll do this in profile. Toes point forward, hands behind the back, stretch the arms away so they're not resting comfortably on the bum. You're stretching the arms away and you're opening the chest and tucking the chin. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. You might want to stay here, keeping the arms stretching away. If you want more challenge, keep the chin tucked and come into a forward fold, Uttanasana, and the arms stretch over the head or on its way in that direction. For 3 big breaths here at the bottom. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then floating the arms and the head and the torso up slowly, slowly. Avoiding the head rush. You don't want to just pop up. Unwind the fingers and the hands. Shake out the arms. Now, let's try something else. If you want to be near your chair for support, maybe if you have an available wall, this would be good to be attempting it up against the wall, your hip up against the wall. So we're going to interlace the fingers again behind the back body. You're going to take the right foot outside of the left foot and you're going to squeeze those thighs together. So now imagine those two legs are like your tree trunk, giving you stability. Feet stay flat. You might want to balance here. And here again, if you want more challenge, going into a forward fold, Uttanasana. When you come to your sticking point at the bottom, 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Loading it up, triple slow time, nice and easy. Unwind legs, unwind hands, fingers, arms, shake everything out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. This time, when you interlace the fingers behind you, it's the awkward way, so it's a different thumb on top, all right? You might want to keep the feet in parallel under the hips. If you want more challenge, left foot crosses right beside the right foot. You're still stretching the arms away, and you might want to stay right here. You're squeezing the thighs together, no space between the thighs. And if you want more challenge, tuck the chin, and you go into your forward Uttanasana. When you get to the bottom, 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, floating up, triple slow time. If you went into the forward fold, unwind the legs, unwind the arms and the hands, shake everything out. How was that one? Just remember that the balance changes from day to day, so please don't judge yourself if it's not in full 100% modem today. It just shifts. That's why we have to keep doing them, all right? So let's take the chair. And you're going to face the back of your chair. The feet are under your hips. The toes point forward. Right foot will stay forward. I won't mirror you for this. Left foot goes back. You might want to widen the legs a bit here to make sure you feel stable. That back left foot should be completely flat on the mat or the floor. So no lifted heels yet. And so we're going to have the front leg slightly bent. Torso tilts forward. It's a passive runner stretch here. Saying good morning to the left hamstrings for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back upright. Now you're going to lift the back left heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press for 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift the back left heel. The torso will stay upright, but both legs bend together. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Left heel stays up throughout. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten for 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten. Now you're going to take a little dive over the back of the chair onto the chair seat. The left leg lifts up, the toes point, lifting up, touching down. Exhale as you lift. Inhale as you lower the leg. For 4, 3, don't let the head dangle. 2, 1. Nice. Refloat it. Point the toe. Flex the left foot. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten it away. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten. Point the toe. Left foot touches down right. Lift the leg. Left foot touches down left. For 8, lift the leg. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Left foot meets the right. Micro bend the knees. Ooh, yeah. Let's rise on up, just to recover. You may have noticed that the standing leg and the standing butt cheek are doing as much work as the moving leg, right? So now I'm going to back to neutral. Toes point forward, feet underneath hips. Right foot goes back. The heel should press into the floor or the mat. You're going to tilt the torso forward about 20 degrees and say good morning to those right hamstrings. A passive stretch for 4, 3, 2, 1. Torso comes back upright, lifting back right heel. Inhale, lift, exhale, press. Inhale, lift, exhale, press for 4, 3, 2, 1. We lift back heel. Torso will stay upright, both legs bend and straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go down and pump a little here. 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten. Now, you're going to slide over and grab the rim of your chair. Right leg floats up. Toe is pointed. Head will not dangle. Touching down and lifting. Touching and lifting for 4, 3, 2, 1. Refloat it. Flex the right heel, the right foot. And then you're going to you're going to go ahead and bend and straighten for 4, 3, 2, 1. Re-straighten and point. Touch the right foot down to the left. Lift the leg. Touch down the right foot to the right. For 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Right foot meets the left. Let's micro bend the knees left and right here just to recalibrate. Take some stress off that left buttock. And then you're going to slowly rise up. You can use the back of the chair for support. Roll the shoulders. Open the chest. And now from here, let's go ahead and I'm going to take the chair here. I just wanted to demo. You can do this with the chair, but sometimes it would be better to do this up against a wall. And I'm just talking about little push-ups. So, and you could do this at the kitchen sink either as well. So I'm going to do it up against the wall. Palms are here. You're going to angle the body out a little bit, and then you're just going to press in and then press away. Inhale and exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5 on my tippy toes. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then pushing off, shaking out the hands and the arms. If you wanted to do this in a chair, I think it's safer to do it against the wall, but you would do it grabbing the rim of the chair seat and then just holding it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Feet come forward first. Hands come to the back of the chair next. And then you rise up. And then shake everything out. Lovely. One more thing before we sit down. Feet directly under hips. We're going to bounce the ankles, the heels rather. Sorry, no ankles. Heels. So you can lift the heels a half an inch, a quarter of an inch. And just use this as an opportunity, as a meditation in motion. Moving the body in any way that feels good. And letting the body move you. See what the body wants to accomplish. And you're still bouncing up and down on those heels, strengthening your calves. That will help with fall prevention. So this is a little meditation in motion for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bringing those heels down. Oh, good. And now we're going to actually sit in our chairs. So you can approach your chairs mindfully. If you want to have your props available, if you're using them, fine. If you don't have the props, don't panic. All is well. All right. So placing the bum closer to the front of the chair seat than the back of the chair seat. Maybe pulling flesh away from sits bones. And then from here, the legs and feet are in parallel. Hands can be placed on tops of the thighs. And let's just circle the rib cage here. Inhaling forward, squeezing navel to spine, rounding in the back. Big full breath. Isolating the ribs as best you can. Giving some fresh stimulation to those internal organs. Coming back to center. Then we're going to swirl in the opposite direction. Inhale forward, exhale back. You squeeze navel to spine. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Should you happen to have a block or even something like a squishy ball, you could grab that and place that between the two thighs. If you don't have it, don't worry. And then I'm going to grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, just grab opposite wrists, okay, as we go side to side. If you're using a strap, you can fold it in half. Be sure you know where the buckle is. You don't want to hit yourself in the face with the buckle. It's happened. So be careful. And we're going to keep the strap taut if you're using the strap. Otherwise, you're grabbing opposite wrists, okay? So we're going to go inhale up, big breath. Exhale, lower it down. Meanwhile, you're squeezing those two thighs together. Inhale up, exhale down. We'll do 8, 7, squeeze those thighs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold the arms up on 1. Now you're still squeezing with the legs. Now you're going to tilt over to the right, noticing the stretch on the left. Come back to center, tilting left, noticing the stretch on the side ribs on the right. So moving side to side, big full breaths. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to neutral, and then lowering the arms down as best you can, using a strap if you were using it, and then removing the block if you were using a prop there. This time we're going to take soft fists. You're going to press them on the inside of your thighs. Now I like to press the upper arms against the side ribs. That gives you some leverage. This is an isometric press here. So the fists are going to try to push those knees apart, and the knees are just going to say, no, we're going to push those hands together. And then using those upper arms for leverage. So squeezing and pushing and pulling here. While we're doing the same thing with your legs and your arms, you're going to pump the belly. So pumping the belly means inhale, the belly expands like a balloon. Exhale, you pull that navel to spine. So it's like you're taking a little balloon, inflating it, and then you're squeezing it out all the air. So you're going to work with the legs and the belly for this. For a count of 8, big full breath in. For 8, 7, push and pull. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, shake everything out. Now we'll do the opposite. Now the flat of the hand is on the outside of the thighs. The hands are saying we're going to push the knees together. The knees say, oh no, we're pushing you guys away. So again, pumping the belly, big full breaths for 8. Inhale. For 8, 7, push and pull. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, shake everything out. Let's bounce the feet and the legs for 8, 7, 6, 5. Open them up, maybe. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly bringing it down to stillness. Very, very nice. Let's go ahead and scoot over to the right side of your chair seat. This outside leg, the butt cheek will be half on and half off of the chair. This is gate pose in yoga. So the first option is the legs straight, but the pelvis and the chest and the torso are pointing forward. The second option would be to have the knee bent. It's pointing out 30 to 45, but you're still keeping squared with the hips, all right? I'm gonna go for this one. The right leg is out and the left arm comes up. Inhale. And exhale. Big sweep of the arm and exhale. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's keep that arm going. We'll go over, but now we're going to bend the elbow. Inhale, bend top elbow. Exhale, press it away. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay over the top arm circles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Top arm comes down, resists gravity. Right leg draws in, nice and slow. And then you're going to move over to the other side of your chair seat. And I'm going to move all this stuff away. And so we're moving over to the left. And so this outer butt cheek is half on and half off of the chair. The extended left leg is option 1. Or maybe you want to do the bent knee for option 2. Pelvis stays squared as best as you can to the front of your space of your screen. So now we're going to inhale over, top arm, exhale back, gate pose. Inhale over, exhale back. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to bend the top elbow. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch it away. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the arm over, little circles with the top arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. Going back. Slowly resisting gravity, throwing that leg in, very nice. Go ahead and bounce the legs a bit just to recalibrate. Let's take the legs nice and wide. From here, we're thinking about working with flexibility in the spine. So imagine the spine is like a whip. It's a whip-like motion. So we're going to lead with the chin going forward. Exhale going forward. Rolling back to neutral, tucking the chin as you roll up. Exhale forward, leading with the chin. Big flexibility in the spine. You tuck the chin as you roll it up. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Coming back to center. Taking a breath here in the middle. Now we're going to reverse what we just did. Tuck the chin. Inhale. And then sweep forward. Crown of the head breaks the waves. Metaphysically speaking. Tuck the chin. Going forward. Head breaks the waves. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and last one. Really nice. Very, very nice. Coming back to center, just loosening, wiggling. Now we're going to turn to the right in the chair. We're going to do a twist. So you've got your right arm extended straight out from the armpit. You're gazing down the middle finger of your right hand and you're twisting to the right. And you're going to keep twisting until you come to your sticking point. And there I am grabbing the back of my chair for support. So now we're twisting and looking over the shoulder to the right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying in the twist, just coming out of it just very slightly. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn, maybe a little bit deeper. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly unwinding out of your twist. And you're going to turn to the center. And you're going to turn over to your left side, facing the left. The left arm is straight out from your armpit. You're gazing down the middle finger of that left hand. And then twisting to the left, seeing how far I can twist before I hit my sticking point. I've hit it. And now we're looking over the shoulder to the left, to the wall behind, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying in the twist, but just slightly releasing. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. Maybe a little deeper. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center, very mindfully. If you have a block, place a block on the tall setting in front of you. If you don't have one, don't worry, okay? Right ankle crosses on top of left thigh. Right ankle crosses on top of left thigh. The top right foot stays flexed throughout. So from here, we're going to take the right hand. You're going to pulse the soft part of the thigh. And here we're pumping synovial fluid into the hip girdle here, the pelvic girdle. The synovial fluid, which is like the WD-40 for the body, doesn't get generated until you move the joint. So we are busy generating our own synovial fluid here. Let's bring that to stillness. You take your right forearm, slip it underneath the right calf, rock back and forth very quickly here, side to side, maybe circling, but maybe not. And then you're going to replace that ankle on top of the thigh. The foot stays flexed. Arms float up, inhale. And then you're going to go over your legs, over some invisible something or other. Maybe the fingertips get to the floor. Mine certainly don't. Maybe they could come to the block. Maybe you could hang out just grabbing opposite elbows here. And now, in addition to this top foot being flexed, you're going to externally rotate it, which means you should feel it immediately in your outer right hip. So we're going to pause here. Maybe it's a static press, maybe it's little micro movements. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Slowly rising up. Don't pop up if you can avoid it. Right hand on right knee, and you're going to just circle that whole femur bone into the pelvic socket here, where that femur bone plugs into the pelvis. And then you're going to circle the other way. Breathing. And then that foot comes down. And then that left foot crosses over. So the left ankle crosses on top of right thigh. Left ankle crosses on top of right thigh. That foot stays flexed throughout. Left hand pulsing the soft part of the thigh. Now we're pumping synovial fluid into the left side of the pelvic girdle. Keeping everything humming there, smoothly, hopefully. And then you're going to bring that pulsing to stillness. The forearm slips under the calf. You're going to rock this baby on this side, either side to side or maybe little circles, just opening up that hip, replacing that foot and ankle on top of the right thigh. Top foot stays flexed, arms float up, inhale up. Exhale over. Oh, my hands don't reach the floor on this side either. Maybe the block, maybe not, maybe opposite elbows. Now this top foot, in addition to being flexed, will also externally rotate it. You should feel it in your outer left hip. Pausing here, either a static press or maybe little wiggles. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back to center, floating the torso upright. Left hand on left knee, unwinding the leg, circling the femur into the pelvic girdle here into that socket. And then you're going to circle the other direction. Very nice. Legs come down, props go bye-bye. And then from here, let's do a very quick little bit with the pelvis, the abdominals rather. Stay in your chair. I'm just going to angle it. And then from here, you're going to sit close forward to the front of your chair seat, crown of head to tailbone, flat like a diving board. You're going to tuck back, tuck the chin, one hand behind the thigh, the other hand behind other thigh. You're going to flutter your feet while you pump the belly. So we're working on abdominals here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then bring everything to stillness. Big breath in, inhale up, exhale down, and then proceed to sit all the way to the back of your chair seat for a seated Shavasana, resting pose. And I'd recommend that you stay for Shavasana because that is when your body is going to incorporate all the work you've just done. So if you leave early, you're shortchanging yourself, basically. So just wanted to throw that thought into the mix. And then once you've organized your Shavasana in your chair, feet could be flat, palms face down on the thighs, and then allowing the crown of the head to float up to the sky, and maybe allowing those eyes to drop closed, or just a soft gaze on the earth. And then noticing, starting a warmth in the soles of the feet, like we're going into a hot tub. So the warmth goes from the feet to the ankles, to the low legs, to the knees, and then it moves into the thighs. Legs and feet now are very, very heavy. From there, it moves into the pelvis, the hips, the buttocks, the low back releases. It moves from the belly into the waist and torso, enveloping all the vital organs, marinating in delicious warmth and delicious relaxation. And then from there, it moves from the chest and shoulders, rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips, and then it moves into the throat and the neck and proceeds to envelop the head all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, face and jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And here's a little benediction for the end of our previous year and moving into the new year. May the last week of the year be held by the ancestors and the earth. Soften what's been heavy in your bones. Warm what's been cold in your spirit. And bring quiet blessings carried by moonlight, owl wings, and the stillness of winter roots. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes, arms and legs. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. Stop recording.